Orthopedics High School Game of the Week is presented by the Marshall Sports Medicine Institute. Sponsored by the City of Huntington Highway Safety Patrol and Jason Elkins State Farm.
If you need a lawyer, then you need a lawyer who's in it to win it. You need Hill, Peterson, Carper, B. & Ditzler. We have a track record of winning millions for our clients. At Hill, Peterson, Carper, B. & Ditzler, we're in it to win it.
Hello, I'm Delegate Rick Griffith, a candidate for the state Senate, asking for your support. I'm honored to represent Wayne and Cabell residents, and I want to continue working for education, veterans, and important issues affecting West Virginia workers and their children and families. I would be grateful for your support. Have a great season, and remember to vote November 5th.
Paid for by Rick Griffith for Senate.
CJU is a great company to work for. We've been around for 78 years. We are an underground utility construction company all across the East Coast. We are rapidly growing, and we're seeing a huge growth in this market, a huge need for employees. We are always looking for those that are experienced, those that are trying to get their foot in the door. We have positions for everybody. We offer competitive pay. We offer competitive benefits. We take pride in having a family atmosphere at CJU's, and it's truly just a family company.
Week 3 matchup between the Huntington Highlanders and the visiting St. Albans Red Dragons. I'm Christian Palmer, and unfortunately, I will not be welcomed alongside by my usual commentary partner, Woody Woodrum, this evening. Hate to be the bearer of bad news, and if you haven't heard it yet, we unfortunately lost the legendary Woody Woodrum last Saturday. We'll get into the football talk in just a few minutes, but I wanted to talk about my friend that many of you listen on the radio for decades, Woody Woodrum, to kick things off tonight. Woody was the absolute best person, and since his passing, I've heard so many positive stories about him, not one single negative. He was such a passionate person about sports. He told me that he tried out, wanted to play for the Winfield Generals in high school back in the day, but due to his smaller stature, he wasn't the greatest football player. After seeing him struggle while playing, one of his coaches asked, "Woody, why don't you be our equipment manager?" And those 9 words changed Woody's life forever, folks. He worked in that role for the Generals, then eventually was able to become the Marshall equipment manager. Woody then continued his Marshall career, and he gave radio a shot, and the guy was an absolute natural. He told me many times, "I'm not a trained broadcaster. I didn't go to school for this. I just love football, and I love to talk." Woody was never anything but himself, and people absolutely loved him for that. This would have been Woody's 50th season being involved in football in some way, shape, or form, and the man would have worked for another 50 seasons if he had the opportunity to. He was technically retired from the radio station that both he and I work for, but he was the hardest working retired guy that you could ever meet. Just this football season, he was doing the PA announcing for 2 middle schools, Huntington High radio on Friday nights, and the Marshall football pregame show on Saturdays, along with working at the stadium for the Herd on game days too. I could tell you countless stories about Woody and I, the times that we spent together. Was very fortunate to call games with him over parts of the past 4 seasons, but for just a moment, I want to hit on Woody's last day, which I was blessed with the opportunity to spend with him. Woody and I spent about 20 straight hours together from Friday to Saturday morning. We met early, got a rental car, met our stats guy, Jimmy Morgan, got all of our great paperwork that he always provides us with, making us sound smart on the air, and then we hit the interstate, drove 5 hours to Martinsburg. We talked, laughed, told stories. Of course, Woody was talking about the good old days at Marshall, talked about his life, talked about his family, his wife Liz, and his son Trey, who is an honorary captain tonight, and he was so proud of those two. He also talked about his new grandchildren. They were in his life after his son's recent marriage, and Woody, now a grandpa, and I can't imagine anyone that would be better in that role than Woody was. So eventually, after all the talks and stories, we get to Martinsburg, stop at a pizza shop. Woody downed every last bite of his steak sandwich and fries, folks. He was having a good time, very complimentary of the service there. Then we headed to the stadium, got our equipment ready, and a few hours later, we did what Woody loved most. We called a football game. No, the game didn't go how we wanted. The Highlanders fell to the Bulldogs, but hey, we just got paid to talk about football. Not too bad of a night. And we started back the long drive to Huntington. Woody once again telling me all kinds of great stories from back in the day, some that I can tell on the air, some that I can't tell on the air. I'm going to miss those stories, folks. How am I going to know what happened in the Marshall locker room during the 1976 homecoming game now? Woody knew all of that stuff. So we were talking and talking. Eventually, Woody goes quiet for about 10 to 15 seconds, and I knew that he was about to take a nap. Heard the snoring coming, and Woody just doesn't go quiet for 10 to 15 seconds unless he was about to take a nap. So I finished up the last 4 hours of the road trip. He and I got back to his house at 4 a.m., helped him get those bags into the house, and so happy that his wife, Liz, was awake whenever we got there. Woody introduced me to her. I set his bags down. He said, "I'll see you in a few hours, brother." So we were set to do the Marshall pregame show 9 hours later. Woody went to bed with his heart filled. Just got to call a game for his beloved Highlanders and was looking forward to calling herd football in a few hours. Woody passed peacefully a few hours later in the comfort of his own home. All I know, folks, is that if Woody Woodrum had one day left, he wouldn't rather spend it another way than we did this past Friday. Obviously, an emotional night here in Huntington, folks, but we'll talk a little football for you as well. Woody would tell me, man, focus on the game. Don't be blubbering over me. So we've got the 1-1 Huntington Highlanders tonight going up against the 0-2 St. Albans Red Dragons. Mentioned Huntington struggled last week, losing 47-15 against the Martinsburg Bulldogs, but Martinsburg, just a different animal. They have been for so many years. Talked with Coach Billy Seals in the pregame show, and he just mentioned how the defense needed to do a better job moving forward, and a lot of new pieces on the defense this season. So it wasn't unexpected that there would be some growing pains. Offensively, how about the start to the season for senior running back Keegan Sack? Just continued his stellar start last week. He carried the ball 17 times, 59 yards, got into the end zone on 2 separate occasions. Sack now has 4 rushing touchdowns and 244 yards on the ground through 2 games this season. Now, another star senior, Zaw Jackson, hasn't gotten a ton of touches offensively just yet this season, seeing him a decent bit in the pass game this year. We know that Zaw will be playing on the defensive side of the ball in college for the West Virginia Mountaineers, but on paper, the running back combination of Zaw Jackson and Keegan Sack has to be one of the best in the entire state. One last note on the Highlanders, Tavion Wilson is going to be out a few weeks. He scored 3 touchdowns in the matchup last year. St. Albans Red Dragons, they are led by their new head coach, Derek Stotts. And to me, Stotts is the type of leader needed to turn around this football program. He brings over 20 years of coaching experience to the team. St. Albans obviously really struggling the past few seasons, an overall record of 1-9 last year. And we're going to pause very quickly as they're doing a moment of silence for Woody in the stadium.
Thank you.
Thank you, folks, for that. And back into the St. Albans Red Dragons. Mentioned struggling the past few years, but one quote that I really loved from head coach Derek Stotts. He said, "We're fired up. It's going to be high intensity. Everything that we do, whether we're watching film, whether we are at practice, lifting weights, we are building big intensity." The Huntington Highlanders just about to run out onto the field. Huntington wearing its gold jerseys tonight with white numbers and green pants and helmets. The St. Albans Red Dragons wearing their away whites. Really nice new uniforms for the St. Albans Red Dragons. White jerseys with red numbers and black pants, and those helmets look very, very sharp. St. Albans, though, not a ton of players on the rosters. They have dealt with a lot of injuries already early on in the season. Somebody just told me in the booth earlier today, around 50 or so guys to start the season, 23 players on the roster for tonight's ball game. Likely to be an uphill battle for the Red Dragons as the Highlanders dominated this matchup last season, winning 86-0. Just a few moments away from kickoff here at Bob Seng Stadium. And I'm happy to announce that we are now broadcasting inside of the Woody Woodrum broadcast booth. beautiful night here in Huntington. Some clouds in the sky, but a sunset off in the distance. Both teams now out onto the field. The Highlanders will return the opening kick. Back deep for Huntington High is senior Zaw Jackson. The Red Dragons placing the ball on the tee on their own 40-yard line, ready to get things going here in Huntington. Kicking off for the Red Dragons is Alex Midkiff, a 5'11", 185-pound freshman. He swings the right foot, and we are off. A pop-up kick that is caught at the 21-yard line by Jamari Tubbs, and Tubbs with a foot out of bounds as he made the catch. The officials are going to say that he was out right at the 20-yard line, so 80 yards to go for the Huntington High offense. The Highlanders are currently averaging 26.5 points per game this season. Huntington had a very exciting win in week 1. It was a nail-biter finish, 38-35. Huntington got the win with a field goal block on the final play of regulation. First play of regulation, ready to get going here. Vontae Crawford takes the snap, hands the ball off. Running to the right side of the line and through a couple of defenders. Brought down at the 26-yard line is Keegan Sack. Officials going to give him an extra yard, mark him down at the 27. 7-yard pickup makes it 2nd and 3. 11.5 minutes to go here in the first quarter. One area where the Red Dragons have improved this season up to this point. Still very early on, folks, just week 3. But the Red Dragons gave up an average of 58.6 points per game last season. That number down to 37 through the first 2 games. But another run for Keegan Sack is going to move the chains for the Highlanders. Sack marks down at the 38-yard line. An 11-yard pickup for the senior. Shotgun formation for the Highlanders. 2 receivers to the near side of the field, 1 to the far side. Crawford takes the snap, looks to pass, immediately finds a wide open Zaw Jackson, who has a blocker in front of him. He's able to make his way into Red Dragons territory. Finally brought down at St. Albans' 47-yard line. It's going to be a 15-yard catch and run by Zaw. Deuce McLean on the tackle for the Red Dragons. First and 10 for the Highlanders. It's another shotgun formation. The Highlanders work basically exclusively out of that. A pitch to Jackson, running to the far side of the field. Great blocking. He's got the first down and more. He is finally tackled near the 30-yard line, but a penalty marker down at the 33. Wait to see what the call is for, but early indications this is going to be a hold on the Highlanders. And that is exactly the call. We will replay first down, and the ball now will be placed at the Red Dragons' 43-yard line. Game clock starts back up. 10 minutes and 5 seconds to go in the first quarter. Still scoreless in Huntington. First and 6 for the Highlanders. Crawford, another quick hitter to the near side of the field, and a nice tackle made in the backfield. The Red Dragons, Deuce McLean, making another stop. It's going to be a loss of 1, and we'll make it 2nd and 7. The Highlander offense breaks the huddle. 2 receivers to the far side of the field, 1 to the near side. Keegan Sack in at running back, but it's Tavian Chandler who makes the catch at the near side of the field, runs through a few defenders, and then a host of Red Dragons finally bring him down just shy of the 30-yard line. Chandler makes it all the way to the 31-yard line. Bass on the tackle for the Red Dragons. Huntington with a fresh set of downs after the nice catch and run by Chandler. Crawford takes the snap, fakes the handoff, rolls to his left, has a wide open receiver right in front of him. Pascal gets inside of the 20-yard line. It's going to be marked down right at the 19. However, another penalty marker down on the field. Waiting to hear the official calls. 8:36 left in a scoreless first quarter. Penalty marker was down at the 27-yard line. It was a hold on the Highlanders. That's going to move the ball back to the 37, where it will be 1st and 16. The Highlanders looking for a strong start. Huntington absolutely dominated the first quarter of basically every contest last game. Got on teams early and often. Crawford takes a snap, fakes the handoff, runs to his left. Great blocking. He's getting close to a first down. He's got it, puts his shoulder into a defender, makes his way inside the 20-yard line, finally bumped out of bounds shortly after. They'll call him down at the 16, 21-yard pickup by the senior quarterback. The Highlanders now in the red zone. Game clock stops with 8:06 left in the first quarter. This time it's 2 receivers to the near side of the field, 1 to the far side. Sack in at running back. He gets the carry. Great blocking for him, and he spins off of a defender into the end zone. Touchdown, Highlanders. A fantastic start for the Huntington High offense, capped off with a 16-yard run by Keegan Sack. That is his 5th rushing touchdown of the season. Keegan Sack, a transfer from George Washington. He has fit in perfectly with this Highlanders offense. On for the extra point is Jacob Childers. An injury at the kicker position. Jordan Price, the Highlanders' starting kicker, will not be suiting up tonight. Avante Crawford to hold. The Red Dragons getting a few guys subbed in late. Play ready to resume. Good snap, good hold. The kick is up, and it is good. With 7 minutes and 59 seconds left in the first quarter, the Huntington Highlanders lead 7-0. We're going to step aside for a short break. You're listening to Huntington High School football on ESPN 94.1 FM and AM 930.
High school injury at any age can be a game changer. But with walk-in clinics Monday through Saturday, the Marshall Sports Medicine Institute is ready to get you off the bench and back in the game. Marshall Sports Medicine Institute takes care of the herd. Let us take care of you.
Mr. Cooper, we have an emergency at a middle school.
Thank you. Board office, will you activate the crisis team? This is not a drill.
In Cabell County Schools, we are ready, alert, and aware.
Wendy's has new saucy nugs. And if Wendy's found a way to make their nugs even better, anything is sauceable! For a whole new way to nug, gotta be Wendy's. Open till midnight or later.
Welcome back out to Bob Seng Stadium and inside of the Woody Woodrum broadcast booth. 7 minutes and 53 seconds left in the first quarter. Huntington High leads 7-0 after a tremendous start to the ball game. An 80-yard opening drive capped off with a Keegan Sack 16-yard scamper into the end zone. Childers kickoff popped up and the Red Dragons fumbled it for a brief moment, but Deuce McLean able to grab the ball and bumped out of bounds at the 23-yard line. That's where the Red Dragons offense will start this offensive possession. And the first play is a handoff to Deuce McLean. He picks up one. It'll be 2nd and 9. One interesting thing to note for the Red Dragons offense, Deuce McLean was the starting quarterback the past few games, but in starting at quarterback tonight, Reese Lilly, the 6'3", 185-pound junior. 7 minutes and 20 seconds left in our opening quarter. The Highlanders lead the Red Dragons 7-0. Whistles blown, a timeout requested by the Highlanders, and head coach Billy Seals showing his displeasure with the defense, likely not set up correctly. Gotta love Billy Seals' intensity. Wears his heart on his sleeve. Not happy with the defense, let him know. Quickly uses his first timeout of the ball game. Stops the game clock with 7 minutes and 13 seconds left in the first quarter. Apologies for the technical difficulties on our video stream, trying to get that camera back up and going. But I'll just go back to my radio roots here and try to help you listeners and viewers visualize what's happening on the field. 2nd and 9, shotgun formation for the Red Dragons. Taking the snap on the left hash. A quick pass to the short side of the field. Making the catch is Malcolm Maxwell. It's a short pickup out to the 27-yard line, 4-yard pickup. It's going to bring up 3rd and 5, an opportunity for the Highlanders defense to have a quick 3 and out. The Red Dragons offense breaks their huddle. Lilly about to take the shotgun snap. 4 wide receivers, 2 to each side of the field. Takes a snap and bobbles it briefly. Throws the ball to the right hash, but just too high for his intended receiver, Camonte Gravely. It's going to bring up 4th and 5 and stops the game clock with 6 minutes and 19 seconds left in quarter number 1. Huntington still owning a 7-point advantage. Appears as though the Red Dragons might have gone for it, but now backing up to take the punt is McLean. It's a high kick that bounces at the Highlanders 40, but takes a Huntington bounce to the 45. Saw Jackson back to return, but just lets the ball fall. Already pretty good starting field position for the Huntington High offense that drove 80 yards down the field on its first offensive possession. Vontae Crawford now leading Huntington's offense back out onto the field. Mentioned earlier, the Red Dragons defense improving on the numbers from last year to this year, but a very high-powered Huntington offense they are going up against tonight. Huntington scoring over 50 points a game last season, and what a run by Keegan Sack, barreling over a defender, spinning out of another tackle. The ball's poked free, but it will land out of play. The officials saying the ball going out of bounds right at the 30-yard line. So still a 25-yard gain for the Highlanders. Exactly halfway through quarter number 1. And the Huntington offense driving once again. First and 10. Ball at the Red Dragons 30. Trips receiver set to the far side of the field. One receiver to the near side, but it's another carry for Keegan Sack. That man just never goes down on first contact. Falls forward most of the time as well. Does that on this carry. And he's going to be marked down at the 21-yard line. That'll be a 9-yard pickup and make it 2nd and 1. Sack already over 300 rushing yards on the season. This time a split set, 2 receivers to each side of the field. Sack remains in at running back, but Crawford drops back to pass. Quickly finds a receiver at the 15-yard line, but another penalty marker is down. I believe that was Zaw Jackson making the reception. Waiting to hear the official call on the penalty. It is a hold on the Highlanders. They will replay 2nd down, and it is going to be 2nd and 11 for Huntington High. The ball now back at the Red Dragons' 31-yard line. Still over 5 minutes to go in the first quarter. Thank you for joining us for this game tonight, whether you are listening on the radio or the video stream. Whistle blown. Penalty markers on the field once again before this 2nd and 11 can get going. Dead ball illegal procedure on the offense. That'll back the Highlanders up 5 additional yards to the 36-yard line, where it will now be 2nd and 16. St. Albans, led by head coach Derek Stotts. Mentioned in the pregame, over 20 years of coaching experience for him, trying to turn around a program with just 1 win the past 2 seasons. It's a slip screen for Keegan Sack. Great blocking by the O-line. He's inside the 20. Finally brought down at the 15-yard line. Deuce McLean would just not let go of Sack's right leg. Brings him down at the 15-yard line. A nice catch and run by the senior running back. Another Highlanders first down and back in the red zone. Huntington offense breaks the huddle. 3 receivers going to the far side of the field. However, the Red Dragons will request a timeout before the play can get going. Appeared as though they didn't have the exact look they wanted defensively. Saw a few guys starting to jog off of the field. Maybe a little bit of miscommunication. Nevertheless, they will request a timeout and stop things with 4 minutes and 6 seconds left in the first quarter. It's 1st and 10 for the Highlanders at the 15 when we pick things back up. Zaw Jackson, the Highlanders' senior running back, having to tote the ball a lot the past few seasons. Zaw's rushing totals from last year, over 900 yards, 901 to be exact, with 12 rushing touchdowns. He and Keegan Sack, though, splitting the carries this year, and really the perfect thunder and lightning combination. You got all the speed from Zaw, a lot of power from Sack. Play ready to resume. The Highlanders keep the same formation. 3 receivers to the far side of the field, 1 to the near. Crawford fakes the handoff. It's a quarterback keeper, and he's going to run into the end zone untouched. Touchdown, Highlanders, their second of the ball game. Avante Crawford dealing with lower body injuries early on this season, so good to see him running well into the end zone. On for the extra point for Huntington High is Jacob Childers. The 5'10" sophomore's kick is up, and it is no good. Our score, 13-0 in favor of the Highlanders. 3:57 to go in the first quarter. We're going to step aside for a short break. You're listening to Huntington High School football on ESPN 94.1 FM and AM 930.
At Above and Beyond.
B&E Menswear, you can rent this tuxedo or buy this suit and keep it. Rent the tux or buy the suit. Same price. Think about it. Rent the tux or keep the suit. It's the same price. B&E Menswear, Huntington.
Going out? Hungry? Have kids? Looking for a fun, casual joint? Then Roosters at Pullman Square in Huntington is the place to be. Bring the kids 12 and under on Tuesdays, and they eat for just 99 cents all day long. That's right, an entree, 2 sides, and a drink for less than $1. Plus, Tuesday at Roosters means a featured appetizer all day for just $2. Roosters will lighten your mood and not your wallet. And you can always enjoy your favorite sports on Roosters 40 TVs. Roosters at Pullman Square in Huntington, a fun, casual joint.
Have you thought about it yet? Rent the tux, buy the suit. Rent the tux, buy the suit, same price. Think about it. B&E Menswear. No gimmicks, just low prices. B&E Menswear, Route 60, Huntington.
One FM and AM 930.
Under 4 minutes to go in the first quarter here at Huntington High School, where the Highlanders lead 13-0 over the St. Albans Red Dragons. After another kind of pop-up line drive kick by the Highlanders' backup kicker, Jacob Childers, the Red Dragons will start this offensive possession at their own 36-yard line. It's a shotgun formation. Lilly in at quarterback. Low snap, and the ball on the turf, but it is quickly scooped up by Deuce McClain, and he is quickly swallowed up by the Highlanders defense. That is going to bring the ball all the way back to the 29-yard line. It's a 7-yard loss, going to make it 2nd and 17. Mentioned, Lilly has not been the starting quarterback the first 2 games this season. That was Deuce McClain, currently to his left at running back. Lilly takes a snap, has all kinds of pressure. You could see what the Red Dragons were doing there, trying to set up a screen for Deshaun Stotts. However, the Highlanders just got in the face of Lilly too quickly and were able to deflect the pass. The incompletion brings up 3rd and 17. Game clock stopping with just over 3 minutes to go in quarter number 1. This was a matchup that Huntington dominated last season, winning 86-0. The Highlanders up early. The defense not satisfied, though, looking for another stop, and they've got it. Deuce McClain hit hard in the backfield. He loses about 3 to 4 yards back to the 26-yard line. Now bringing the ball all the way back to the Red Dragons' 25-yard line. It'll be 4th and 21. Deuce McLean all over the field for St. Albans. Now drops back to punt, but this one not going to get far down the field. Quickly goes out of bounds to the near side. Wait to see where the officials have it. They're going to say the ball is at the 33-yard line. The snap was taken from the 25, so just 8 yards of difference after the punt. Huntington's offense looking to go 3 for 3, 2 touchdowns on the first 2 offensive possessions. First and 10, Crawford sends a man in motion. That's Zaw Jackson. He'll get the pitch, running to the far side of the field. All kinds of gold jerseys in front of him, throwing a block. Zaw's got the first down, fighting through contact. He's able to get an additional yard or 2, finally marked down at the 21-yard line. 12-yard run, moves the chains. However, a player is down on the field for the St. Albans Red Dragons. The officials taking a timeout, and we are going to take one with them. You're listening to Huntington High School football on ESPN 94.1 FM and AM 930.
Xfinity is proud.
We strive to be a part of every community we serve and see how we can support our local families.
Anytime you are able to show you care and help build a stronger community, that's something special.
We want to show our customers that our service goes way beyond our store walls.
It starts there but continues out here. My name's Kevin. I'm happy to serve my customers and my community.
Food Fair, living, working, and serving our hometowns.
Welcome back out to Bob Sang Stadium and inside of the Woody Woodrum broadcast booth. Just over 2 minutes to go in quarter number 1. A penalty on the Red Dragons as we were coming back from the break. 5 free yards for the Highlanders makes this a 1st and 5 from the Red Dragons' 16-yard line. Zaw Jackson gets the carry, running to the left side of the line. He's at the 5, barrels over a defender, and he is ushered out of bounds. Powerful run by Zaw Jackson. Jackson, 5'11", 190-pound senior, will be playing his college ball for the West Virginia Mountaineers. The 10-yard pickup moves the chains and is now 1st and goal at the Red Dragons' 6-yard line. Crawford takes the snap. It's going to be a quarterback keeper trying to find some space to the far side of the field. Doesn't get much there, maybe back to the original line of scrimmage. The officials marking it down at the 5, so we will give Crawford a 1-yard pickup. Crawford, using the legs some tonight, already has 1 rushing touchdown in the game. It will now be 2nd and goal at the Red Dragons' 5-yard line. Three receivers set, 2 to the far side of the field, 1 to the near side. But it's going to be another carry, and Zaw Jackson takes it into the end zone this time. Touchdown Highlanders. A 5-yard run into the end zone by Zaw Jackson. That is his first rushing touchdown of the season. So that is now 3 rushing touchdowns for the Highlanders. 1 by Keegan Sack, 1 by Avante Crawford, and 1 by Zaw Jackson. The extra point by Childers, no good. 59 seconds left in the first quarter. Highlanders lead 19-0. We're going to step aside for another short break. You're listening to Huntington High School football on ESPN 94.1 FM and AM 930.
The Marshalls.
Where you are in life, Mount West Community and Technical College isn't just about an education. It's a step toward your future. We provide the hands-on support you need.
Jessica, welcome to Mount West.
With classes that fit your life.
Jessica?
At Mount West, we know you by name. Because here, you're more than just a number.
Jessica Bailey.
Mount West Community and Technical College. Because you matter here.
This is the moment to make this summer the summer at Thornhill Mitsubishi. Drive home with 0% APR for 48 months, plus 0 down payment. The moment is now.
Deuce McLean on the kick return for the St. Albans Red Dragons, returning the Childers kick near the 35-yard line. The officials are going to mark him down just shy. Red Dragons will start this possession on their own 34-yard line. Still 51 seconds left in the first quarter. A dominant first quarter by the Highlanders. 19-0 is our score if you're just now joining us. 3 rushing touchdowns in the first quarter for Huntington High. 1 each for the 2 running backs, the 2-headed monster, Keegan Sack and Zaw Jackson, and 1 for the senior quarterback, Avante Crawford. Penalty on the return against the Red Dragons. It's going to bring them all the way back to their own 19-yard line. Did not see the official call, but guessing that was a block in the back. First and 10 for the Red Dragons. Lilly remains in at quarterback. Takes a snap and pitches it to Malcolm Maxwell, who is knocked out of bounds. It's going to be, well, the official at the far side had him down near the line of scrimmage, but he is brought down in the backfield. Be marked down at the 17-yard line, loss of 2. Red Dragons looking for something positive. Offense not able to do much work at all up to this point, and the Highlanders offense dominating the Red Dragons defense. Lilly sends a man in motion to the far side of the field. That's Deuce McLean. Low snap, ball on the turf. Nobody's got it just yet. A number of Highlander defenders diving on it, and they've got the ball. St. Albans turning it over and losing the ball at their own 5-yard line. So talk about good starting field position. Huntington will start with a 1st and goal. A bit of a gift for the Highlanders. We've seen a few bad snap combinations today between the center and quarterback, whether a bobble on a decent snap or a couple of low snaps, and just struggling with that up to this point, but this time it has really cost the Red Dragons. First and goal. Crawford takes a snap, tried for a play-action pass, but penalty markers down and whistles blown. Game clock stops with 39 seconds left in the first. Highlanders lead 19-0. Encroachment on the defense. So we will replay first down, and it will be a half the distance penalty. So it'll now be first and goal for the Highlanders at about the 2.5-yard line. St. Albans now requesting a timeout. Wanting to talk things over is head coach Derek Stotts. The Red Dragons with a couple of lopsided losses early on, but you could see the improvement in the team early on in that George Washington game, sticking with them for a good bit. It was 28-0 at halftime and ended 39-0, but Huntington just really dominating this first quarter. Huntington's offense back on the field, ready to resume play. First and goal for the Highlanders. Keegan Sack in at running back to Crawford's left. Early movement. Once again, we'll see if it's on the offense or the defense. Once again, encroachment on the defense. Another half the distance penalty, but not much distance remaining. The ball now touching the 1-yard line. First and goal for the Highlanders. Just trying to punch this one in the end zone. Crawford sends a man in motion, takes a snap, throws the ball to the far side of the field, and the Red Dragons quickly make the tackle of Jamari Tubbs. He is going to be brought down at the 4-yard line. And that could very well have been the final play of the first quarter. Still 11 seconds to go. We'll see what urgency the Highlanders have to get this snap off. Final seconds ticking off of the clock. And the game clock was at 0 for quite some time, but no call by the officials. Touchdown, Highlanders. Everyone in the press box surprised at that, but Zod Jackson will take it. A 4-yard run into the end zone for the senior running back, his second rushing touchdown of the ball game. The St. Albans sideline obviously upset after that play. The game clock was at 0 for about 3 to 4 seconds, and the Highlanders still able to get the snap off and score a touchdown. Extra point missed once again, but our score after the first 12 minutes of play. Highlanders 25, Red Dragons nothing. We're going to step aside for a quick break. You're listening to Huntington High School football on ESPN 94.1 FM and AM 930.
County Schools has a zero-tolerance policy for bullying, harassment, and intimidation. We're excited to provide the Stop It mobile app for our students. Stop It has 2 powerful features. Students may report incidents or talk directly to school officials. Cabell County students have the power to end harmful and inappropriate online or physical bullying. You can download the app from Apple or Google Play. Together, we can create a safer, kinder school community.
Wendy's has new saucy nugs. And if Wendy's found a way to make their nugs even better, anything is sauceable! For a whole new way to nug, gotta be Wendy's. Open till midnight or later.
An injury at any age can be a game changer. But with walk-in clinics Monday through Saturday, the Marshall Sports Medicine Institute is ready to get you off the bench and back in the game. Marshall Sports Medicine Institute takes care of the herd. Let us take care of you.
Second quarter just about to get underway here at Bob Sang Stadium. A dominant first quarter by the Highlanders has Huntington up 25-0 after the first 12 minutes of play. 4 rushing touchdowns by Huntington High in that first quarter. Kickoff by Childers, returned by the Red Dragons to the 40-yard line. Number 44, Braden Peck, on the return. So finally, some decent starting field position for the Red Dragons. See if the offense can do anything with it here. Shotgun formation. 2 receivers to each side of the field, and now a player exiting and being told to run back out onto the field. Clear miscommunication by the Red Dragons. A whistle blown. Have to think a timeout was requested there. You could see number 27, who we do not have on our roster, jogging off of the field, and a coach quickly grabbed him. No, get back out there. Timeout comes with 11 minutes and 55 seconds left in this first half. Knew the Highlanders would be heavy favorites in this ball game, but Huntington's offense doing a tremendous job early on and missing one of its biggest pieces, Tavion Wilson. He is apparently going to be out for a few weeks. Saw him earlier today in a walking boot. He did suffer an injury early on last week in the game against the Martinsburg Bulldogs. The Highlanders, with an open week and a game against Riverside, the next 2 weeks, I believe the plan is to bring Wilson back after that. Another whistle blown and penalty marker down. Early movement by the Red Dragons is going to set them back 5 yards to their own 35-yard line. It'll be 1st and 15 from there. Two receivers to the near side of the field. The 6'3" junior Reese Lilly remains in at quarterback, and he needed every bit of his 6'3" frame on that play. The snap almost over his head, but was able to reach up and catch it. Handing the ball off to Deuce McLean, who runs forward for a short pickup. He'll be marked down just past the 37-yard line. 2-yard pickup makes it 2nd and 13. Red Dragons offense now looking toward their sideline for the play call. Derek Stotts in his first season as the head coach for St. Albans. Offense set and a new man in at quarterback. That is Deuce McLean, and appeared as though as he was shouting "Hut," his mouthpiece fell out. So, whistles blown immediately, and another penalty marker down, and it's going to be another 5-yard penalty on the Red Dragons, backing them up to the 33-yard line. Second and 18 now. Just under 11 minutes to go in the first half. Deuce McLean now in at quarterback. He is a 5'9", 165-pound senior. Snap almost over his head, but was able to corral the ball and hand it off to his running back. I believe that was Deshaun Stotts. Yes, it was. Saw the back of the number 3 on his jersey coming up after being tackled by the Highlanders defense at the 35-yard line. So able to get a few of those yards back, but it's going to remain 3rd and 15 after about a 3-yard gain. Another change at quarterback. Reese Lilly quickly back in, just missing a play. Takes a snap, throws the ball to the far side of the field. He connects with Deuce McLean, who is a very shifty player. Made a few players miss, but just another Highlander defender waiting for him. Able to have a short pickup, but not near enough, and that's going to bring up 4th down. The ball going from the 35 to the 38, 3-yard pickup. Brings up 4th down. 9.5 left in the first half. Highlanders lead 25-0. McLean backs up to punt. His kick, end over end, bounces at the 36-yard line and takes a Red Dragons roll all the way down to the 22. So about a 40-yard punt by Deuce McLean. Mentioned he is an incredible athlete. You've been able to see that early on in this game, doing basically everything for the Red Dragons. Punting, quarterback, running back, catching some passes. But almost the most impressive part of his game to me, his ability to find the ball on defense, making a number of tackles up to this point. Huntington's offense returns to the field. 1st and 10 for the Highlanders. Ball at their own 22-yard line. Early movement by the Red Dragons defense. Believe that was Sean McCord, the right end. A little too greedy. Encroachment called once again on the Red Dragons. It will now be 1st and 5. Avante Crawford must have some hard count tonight, as he has been able to force at least 3 encroachment penalties. 1st and 5, Crawford drops back to pass. Finds a man over the middle, that's Jamari Tubbs. Able to weave his way in and out of a few defenders. Finally marked down at the Highlanders' 37-yard line. A nice catch and run by the 6-foot senior, Jamari Tubbs. Huntington moving the chains basically at will in this first half. 4 receivers in the ball game. Crawford sends one in motion. Takes a snap. Drops back to pass. Heaves the ball down the field looking for Zaw Jackson, who makes a leaping catch. Breaks out of a tackle, and he's in the end zone. Touchdown Highlanders. 63-yard catch and run by Zaw Jackson. His 3rd touchdown of the first half. A hat trick for Zaw. Beautiful ball there by Avante Crawford. And a nice leaping catch made by Zaw Jackson. Jacob Childers on for the extra point. The Highlanders starting kicker Jordan Price out due to an injury. Childers filling in and connecting on the extra point. With 8.5 minutes left in the first half, Huntington High leads 32-0 over St. Albans. We're going to step aside for a short break. You're listening to Huntington High School football on ESPN 94.1 FM and AM 930.
Injury at any age can be a game changer. But with walk-in clinics Monday through Saturday, the Marshall Sports Medicine Institute is ready to get you off the bench and back in the game. Marshall Sports Medicine Institute takes care of the herd. Let us take care of you.
Mr. Cooper, we have an emergency at a middle school.
Thank you. Board office, will you activate the crisis team? This is not a drill.
In Cabell County Schools, we are ready, alert, and aware.
Wendy's has new saucy nugs. And if Wendy's found a way to make their nugs even better, anything is sauceable! For a whole new way to nug, gotta be Wendy's. Open till midnight or later.
8.5 minutes left in the second quarter. I'm Christian Palmer. Thanks for joining me inside of the Woody Woodrum broadcast booth. Huntington High up big early, 32-0 is our score. A third touchdown of the half by Zaw Jackson. 63-yard catch and run. The latest score for the Highlanders. The Red Dragons offense continues to look for something positive. Been a very rough start for them. Offense now set and ready to go. 1st and 10 for St. Albans. The ball at their 33. A short run by Deshaun Stotts starts this drive. He gets forward to the 36-yard line. It's going to be a 3-yard pickup, and we'll make it 2nd and 7.
Brings up 2nd down and 7 for the Red Dragons.
Shotgun formation for St. Albans. 2 receivers to each side of the field. Deshaun Stotts remains in at running back. The Red Dragons offense in no hurry. Letting some time tick off of the clock. 7:40 to go in the second quarter. Just now joining us, Huntington leads 32-0. Lilly takes the snap, sets up a running back screen, but the pass too high for the outstretched arm of Deshaun Stotts. The incompletion stops the clock with exactly 7 minutes and 30 seconds left in the quarter. The incompletion also bringing up 3rd and 7. The Huntington defense struggling to kick off the season, allowing 82 points in the first 2 games, an average of 41 points per game, but playing up against the Martinsburg Bulldogs and a very solid offense at Hurricane. Defense certainly doing much better in this evening's ball game, but just as I say that, the Red Dragons able to get a first down. Deuce McLean with a nice catch and run. He was knocked out of bounds by almost the whole Highlanders defense. He's going to be marked out at the 49-yard line, just shy of midfield. And that is the very first down of the ball game for St. Albans. Lilly taking the snap, handing it off to Stotts, trying to find any room to work with, but he is tackled in the backfield and loses 2. That'll bring up 2nd and 12. Red Dragons offense continuing to just search for positives. One positive, though, that first down. However, seems like most players besides Deuce McLean just can't find any openings against this Huntington High defense. Whistle blown, penalty marker down before 2nd and 12 can begin. Waiting for the official call. Illegal procedure on St. Albans. It'll be a 5-yard penalty and moves the ball back to the 43-yard line. So it'll be 2nd and 17. Similar formation for the Red Dragons. Lilly remains in at quarterback. Taking a lot of time off the play clock and finally receiving the snap with 10 seconds left on it and a hard hit on the near side of the field. Deshaun Stotts taking the worst of that. I believe that was Tavian Chandler and a couple of other Huntington High defensive players making that contact on the sideline. Not sure who laid the biggest boom, but believe that might have been Chandler. Sticks Chandler, as they like to call him here at Huntington High. Laid a stick there. 3rd and 11 now for the Red Dragons. Need to get the ball to the Highlanders, 41. Lilly takes the snap, has all kinds of pressure on him, and he is brought down in the backfield. A big sack by number 44 on the Highlanders, who we do not have on our roster. I was searching, folks. Nevertheless, though, it's going to bring up 4th and long. The ball back to the 38-yard line. Game clock continues to move. 5 minutes and 10 seconds left in the second quarter. Highlanders lead 32-0. Deuce McLean now back to punt, standing on his own 29-yard line, moves forward to the 30 for the kick, which does take a Red Dragons bounce and almost a big mistake by Andreas Reese. Appears as though that ball was just about to die on the turf, and he scooped it up right in front of a few St. Albans special teams members, but he was able to keep possession of the football. And Huntington High will start things off at their own 31-yard line. First and 10 for the Highlanders. 4:49 to go in quarter number 2. I have to imagine that the coaches will maybe talk at halftime, condense the quarters in the second half. We saw that a number of times last season, moving the quarters to 8 minutes and keeping the clock rolling. And rolling right now is the Highlanders offense. Jamari Tubbs with a catch at the near side of the field, navigates his way all the way to the right hash. Tremendous catch and run by Tubbs. Waiting to see where the officials mark the ball down at the 46-yard line. A 23-yard catch and run by the 6-foot senior Jamari Tubbs. Shotgun formation for the Highlanders. Keegan Sack in at running back. Saw Jackson sent in motion. Sack gets the carry. Spin move off one defender. And a nice tackle made by the next man in line for the Red Dragons. Believe that was 52, but we don't have a 52 on our roster for the Red Dragons. 2-yard pickup makes it 2nd and 8. This time for the Highlanders, 2 receivers to the far side of the field, 1 to the near side. Saw Jackson sent in motion However, it's Keegan Sack getting the carry and running full head of steam right up the middle. Finally brought down at the 39-yard line. It's going to be a 6-yard pickup. The Highlanders will need about 2.5 yards for the first down. Just now finding out that number 52 was Jaden Parsons. Thankfully, the member of our video crew helping me out tonight, he happens to be from St. Albans, so thank you for that tidbit. Saw Jackson with a pitch running to the near side of the field. He's got the first down, looking for more, inside the 30, gets inside of the 25, and finally cut down at about the 22. A 17-yard run by the senior Mountaineer commit. Moves the chains for Huntington High. Just over 2.5 minutes to go in the first half. Saw Jackson already 3 touchdowns in this first half. Didn't get the ball a ton the past few weeks, but certainly making up for it tonight. Keegan Sack with a hard run to the near side of the field, walking the tightrope on the near side, dove for the end zone, extended his arms, but the officials will say that he stepped out just a few yards prior to doing so. Sack is going to be marked out of bounds at the 4-yard line. 18-yard run by Sack. Sack came into tonight's game with an average of 122 rushing yards per game, 244 through the first 2 games, and 4 rushing touchdowns. Already another rushing touchdown in tonight's ball game. But the Red Dragons not letting him in the end zone on that carry, brought down at the line of scrimmage, no gain. Second and goal at the 4-yard line. Under 2 minutes to go now in the first half. Highlanders looking to reach pay dirt once again. Crawford takes a snap. Keegan Sack with the carry, and the ball's loose. Players from each team diving onto the turf looking for that loose football. Wait to see who recovered it, but I believe it was Huntington High. The Highlanders will keep the football. Keegan Sack credited with his own fumble recovery. Third and goal for the Highlanders. Two receivers to the far side of the field. Run heavy formation. Keegan Sack doesn't get the ball. A great play fake by Avante Crawford. Play action pass into the end zone for another Highlanders touchdown. This time, Tavian Chandler with the catch. Huntington's offense with an embarrassment of riches. You could go to Zaw Jackson, Keegan Sack, Tavian Chandler, Jamari Tubbs, have Crawford keeping himself, all working tonight. Childers' extra point is a low line drive, no good. That'll stop things with 54 seconds left in the first half. We'll keep it here. Under a minute to go, and we know that the time in between the kickoffs can be quick sometimes, so do not want you to miss any of the action left here in the first half. However, all Highlanders in the first half. 38-0 is now our score. Childers getting the ball ready on the tee at his own 40. Once again, Childers filling in for Jordan Price tonight, out with an injury. His kickoff, a bit of a squib kick that bounces up into the air, and there's a loose ball. Fight for it at the 30. But the Red Dragons able to recover it. Not exactly how Huntington drew it up, I don't think, but almost worked to perfection there. And guess who was credited with the recovery? Deuce McLean, who is doing everything for this St. Albans team, everything in his power. Offense, defense, special teams, usually the one with the football or making the tackle. Game clock stops with 47 seconds left to work with for this Red Dragons offense. Two receivers to each side of the field. Stotts in at running back to the right of Lilly. And he's going to get a carry. Decent run. About a 3 to 4 yard pickup by the 5'9" senior, Deshaun Stotts. They'll credit him with 4. It'll be 2nd and 6. No, excuse me, the ball at the 34, so it will be a 3 yard pickup. And I believe the Red Dragons going to be satisfied with heading into the half. Well, offense still has a few seconds left. 3, 2, 1, final seconds tick off of the clock. A dominant first half, and that is saying the least. For the Highlanders, 38-0. Scoring galore and a shutout by the defense. We're going to step aside for a short break and recap the first half of action when we return. You're listening to Huntington High School football on ESPN 94.1 FM and AM 930.
Surgery at any age can be a game changer, but with walk-in clinics Monday through Saturday, the Marshall Sports Medicine Institute is ready to get you off the bench and back in the game. Marshall Sports Medicine Institute takes care of the herd. Let us take care of you.
Wendy's has new saucy nugs. And if Wendy's found a way to make their nugs even better, anything is sauceable! For a whole new way to nug, gotta be Wendy's. Open till midnight or later.
Tony the Tailor is well known to have the best suits, jackets, and pants anywhere. But our strength is actually our sophisticated casual and sportswear. From Brax pants and Emmanuel Berg sports shirts, Cole Haan and DiBianco shoes, Left Coast tees and Mac jeans, Johnny O sportswear and Len belts, we have what you need to look your best at work or at play. Tony the Tailor, downtown Charleston or online at bestmastertailor.com.
Hello, I'm Delegate Rick Griffith, a candidate for the state senate, asking for your support. I'm honored to represent Wayne and Cabell residents, and I want to continue working for education, veterans, and important issues affecting West Virginia workers and their children and families. I would be grateful for your support. Have a great season, and remember to vote November 5th.
Paid for by Rick Griffith for Senate.
No matter where you are in life, Mount West Community and Technical College isn't just about an education. It's a step toward your future. We provide the hands-on support you need.
Jessica, welcome to Mount West.
With classes that fit your life.
Jessica?
At Mount West, we know you by name, because here, you're more than just a number.
Jessica Bailey.
Mount West Community and Technical College, because you matter here.
Did you know when you send or receive a text message, you take your eyes off the road for 5 seconds? At 55 miles per hour, that's like driving more than the length of a football field blindfolded. As a result, thousands of people die every year in crashes related to distracted driving. That's why we're cracking down on people who text or use their smartphones while driving. We would rather you cross the goal line alive. Law enforcement officers write tickets to save lives. Don't text and drive.
County Schools has a zero-tolerance policy for bullying, harassment, and intimidation. We're excited to provide the Stop It mobile app for our students. Stop It has two powerful features. Students may report incidents or talk directly to school officials. Cabell County students have the power to end harmful and inappropriate online or physical bullying. You can download the app from Apple or Google Play. Together, we can create a safer, kinder school community.
It's that time of year again when things start to cool down. But here at Yes Chevy and Yes Ford, the deals are exciting. I'm Keith Powell, and I want to help you lower your current monthly payment, have a down payment that's just $99, and get a lifetime warranty with fast and easy credit approval. That's right, don't freeze up over huge down payments. You can ride away for just $99 today. Get pre-approved at KeithSaysYes.com, only at Yes Chevy in Hurricane and Yes Ford in Huntington.
This is the moment to make this summer the summer in a new 2024 Mitsubishi Outlander or Outlander plug-in hybrid at Thornhill Mitsubishi. With its premium interior, 2 years limited maintenance included, super all-wheel control, and an industry-leading warranty. Drive home with 0% APR for 48 months, plus 0 down payment. The moment is now at Thornhill Mitsubishi.
Going out? Hungry? Have kids? Looking for a fun, casual joint? Then Roosters at Pullman Square in Huntington is the place to be. Bring the kids 12 and under on Tuesdays, and they eat for just 99 cents all day long. That's right, an entree, 2 sides, and a drink for less than $1. Plus, Tuesday at Roosters means a featured appetizer all day for just $2. Roosters will lighten your mood and not your wallet. And you can always enjoy your favorite sports on Roosters 40 TVs. Roosters at Pullman Square in Huntington. A fun...
Let's give it up one more time for your Marching Highlanders.
Orthopedics High School Game of the Week is presented by the Marshall Sports Medicine Institute. Sponsored by the City of Huntington Highway Safety Patrol and Jason Elkins State Farm.
If you need a lawyer, then you need a lawyer who's in it to win it. You need Hill, Peterson, Carper, B. and Ditzler. We have a track record of winning millions for our clients. At Hill, Peterson, Carper, B. and Ditzler, we're in it to win it.
Cabell County Schools has a zero-tolerance policy for bullying, harassment, and intimidation. We're excited to provide the Stop It mobile app for our students. Stop It has two powerful features. Students may report incidents or talk directly to school officials. Cabell County students have the power to end harmful and inappropriate online or physical bullying. You can download the app from Apple or Google Play. Together, we can create a safer, kinder school community.
At Food Fair, we strive to be a part of every community we serve and see how we can support our local families.
Anytime you are able to show you care and help build a stronger community, that's something special.
We want to show our customers that our service goes way beyond our store walls.
It starts there but continues out here. My name's Kevin. I'm happy to serve my customers and my community.
Food Fair, living, working, and serving our hometowns.
Wendy's has new saucy nugs. And if Wendy's found a way to make their nugs even better, anything is sauceable! For a whole new way to nug, gotta be Wendy's. Open till midnight or later.
An injury at any age can be a game changer. But with walk-in clinics Monday through Saturday, the Marshall Sports Medicine Institute is ready to get you off the bench and back in the game. Marshall Sports Medicine Institute takes care of the herd. Let us take care of you.
Still in the first quarter, Washington and Brook 8-7 is our score. Midland Trail leads Braxton County 21-0. No surprise, Martinsburg leading its game. Martinsburg playing the DC Woodson Warriors tonight. 28-0 is the score in favor of the Bulldogs. They're in the third quarter. At halftime, Capital leads Riverside 18-14. Some other scores around the state. Wheeling Park ahead at halftime, 27-13 over Musselman. Clear Springs leads Berkeley Springs, the Battle of the Springs, and that one actually final 42-14 in favor of Clear Springs. Another score for you here, James Monroe 54-0 over Pikeville. That contest also in the third quarter. Hurricane leads Parkersburg 21-14 at the half. Lewis County and Elkins tied up, close game in the fourth quarter. Two 1-1 teams, 20 all. And also we have Liberty Harrison leading 7-6 over Robert C. Byrd. We're going to step aside for one more quick break, and we will have the second half when we return. You're listening to Huntington High School football on ESPN 94.1 FM and AM 930.
Mr. Cooper, we have an emergency at a middle school.
Thank you. Board office, will you activate the crisis team? This is not a drill.
In Cabell County Schools, we are ready, alert, and aware.
An injury at any age can be a game changer. But with walk-in clinics Monday through Saturday, the Marshall Sports Medicine Institute is ready to get you off the bench and back in the game. Marshall Sports Medicine Institute takes care of the herd. Let us take care of you.
Welcome back out to Huntington High School, where we are just a few minutes away from the start of the second half. The first half, all Highlanders, 38-0 is our score. If you're just now joining us, we'll give you a recap of the scores. It was Keegan Sack running in the first touchdown for the Highlanders, 16-yard run. Then Avante Crawford, a quarterback keeper in the end zone, about a 15-yard dash for him into the end zone. Zaw Jackson then a 5-yard rush to pay dirt. Another Zaw Jackson touchdown on the ground right after that. Then a 63-yard touchdown catch by Zaw, completing his hat trick of touchdowns in the first half. And just about a minute before the first half concluded, Tavian Chandler also got on the score sheet, added a 1-yard touchdown reception of his own. That brings us to 38-0. Huge lead for the Highlanders, and ready to do some more damage in this second half. I did talk with Billy Seals earlier this week and asked the exact question, you know, if you do get up big in the ball game, how important are games like this for guys who maybe don't get a ton of playing time that are one play away from being needed? Kickoff by Childers is returned to the 33-yard line, but there is a penalty marker on the field. Believe this is going to be on the Red Dragons. The Red Dragons with all kinds of penalty problems in the first half. Mentioned this is a brand new head coach for the Red Dragons. Derek Stotts, his first year as the leader in St. Albans, trying to turn this program around. But tonight certainly has been a struggle. The penalty brings St. Albans back to its own 19-yard line, where it will be 1st and 10. Some thoughts in the press box here that potentially they would condense the quarters in the second half, but going with 12-minute quarters for the time being, and respect to the Red Dragons, who pull out a trick play to start the second half. And oh goodness, Malcolm Maxwell is going to be thinking about that all night. That trick play was drawn up to perfection. Deuce McLean catching the ball at the far side of the field. Appeared as though he was going to run, and then he launches it down the field. Remember, Deuce McLean was the Red Dragons starting quarterback in each of the first 2 games, so not super surprising to see him heave one down the field, and Maxwell was wide open, but maybe just too wide open, wasn't able to reel the ball in. 2nd and 10 after the incompletion. Carry goes to Stotts, running to his right, and he is going to be brought down in the backfield. It'll be a short loss for the Red Dragons, marked back at the 18-yard line. Third and long for St. Albans, needing the 30-yard line to move the chains. Shotgun formation. Reese Lilly, the 6'3" junior, in at quarterback. Stotts to his left. The snap goes to his left, but he was able to corral the ball. But the Highlander front 7 just taking control of this ball game and securing another sack. Lilly brought down at the 10-yard line. That is a big loss of about 9 yards, and is going to make this a 4th and 20. Deuce McLean backs up to punt. Almost standing in his own end zone. His kick bounces forward and is downed by the Red Dragons near their own 40-yard line. So the punt from the 9 to the 39. 30-yard punt for Deuce McLean. First and 10 for the Highlanders. Starters remain in offensively. Huntington not nearly as sharp as it would have liked to have been last week offensively, and continuing to get the starters some work here. Though a very tough opponent last week in Martinsburg, and the Highlanders proving to be a very tough opponent tonight. What a run by Zod Jackson, stopping on a dime, not once but twice in the end zone for the touchdown. His 4th of the ball game, 39-yard run into the end zone for the senior. And that was one of the plays I could hear Chris Berman in my head. Whoop! Stopping on a dime. Beautiful juke move there. And Huntington continues to add on. Score comes with 9:52 left in the third quarter. Good snap, good hold. The kick by Childers is up, and it is no good. With 9 minutes and 52 seconds left in the third quarter, Huntington High leads 44-0. We're going to step aside for a short break. You're listening to Huntington High School football on ESPN 94.1 FM and AM 930.
County Schools has a zero-tolerance policy for bullying, harassment, and intimidation. We're excited to provide the Stop It mobile app for our students. Stop It has 2 powerful features. Students may report incidents or talk directly to school officials. Cabell County students have the power to end harmful and inappropriate online or physical bullying. You can download the app from Apple or Google Play. Together, we can create a safer, kinder school community.
An injury at any age can be a game changer. But with walk-in clinics Monday through Saturday, the Marshall Sports Medicine Institute is ready to get you off the bench and back in the game. Marshall Sports Medicine Institute takes care of the herd. Let us take care of you.
Nine minutes and 11 seconds left in the third quarter. Huntington High leads 44-0. I'm Christian Palmer. Thanks for joining me for tonight's broadcast. Highlanders with another score. Zaw Jackson once again in the end zone. His 4th touchdown of the ball game. The Red Dragons getting the ball back on their own 29 after bobbling the kick around. Childers doing a really nice job with those squib kicks. Almost able to get the ball back. The Red Dragons able to avoid another turnover disaster and have a really good play to start this drive. A first down for St. Albans. I believe just the 2nd first down of the ball game for the Red Dragons. Exactly 10 yards on the run. Moves the chains and places the ball at the 39-yard line. Red Dragons quickly get set at the line of scrimmage. Stotts with another carry. Good blocking to the left side of the line. He cuts inside. Finally brought down at the 32-yard line. Red Dragons offense now finally picking up some momentum. Stott's tremendous burst just needs some room to run. The snap almost went directly to Stotts. He gets the handoff anyway, running to the far side of the field and gets close to the first down marker. He is going to be marked down about 1.5 yards shy of the first down marker. We'll call it a gain of 8, 2nd and 2. Lilly sends a man in motion, takes a snap, Stotts again. The left side of the line, if it's not broke, don't fix it. Same play once again. Moves the chains and gets the ball to the 13-yard line. Andreas Reese with the tackle for the Highlanders. Now you're seeing a good bit of substitutions for Huntington High with this sizable lead. Six minutes left in the third quarter. 44-0 is the lead for the Highlanders. 1st and 10. Lilly hands it off. Stotts to the right side of the line this time, and better luck for the Highlanders defense, but a penalty marker on the field. I saw a back of the jersey grabbed. Wonder if the officials saw a horse collar tackle. It is going to be exactly that on the defense. It'll be a half the distance penalty. Waiting to see where they spot the ball down at the 6-yard line. First down for the Red Dragons. They can still get a first down. Lilly takes the snap, hands it off to Stotts, running to the far side of the field, trying to stretch it all the way outside, now fighting for the goal line. He's going to be stood up at about the 1-yard line. It's been almost nothing but Stotts on this drive. Run after run for him. A lot of speed for him, and finally has some openings, doing some damage. He's going to get the ball once again, running to his right and into a defender, into the end zone. Touchdown, Red Dragons. Stotts with the first score of the night for St. Albans. The Red Dragons just 6 points scored all season coming into tonight's game, doubling that total with the Stotts touchdown. Bad snap on the extra point, and the Highlanders able to recover. So after the score, it is 44-6 in favor of the Highlanders. Still 3 minutes and 55 seconds left in the third quarter. We're going to step aside for a short break. You're listening to Huntington High School football on ESPN 94.1 FM and AM 930.
Surgery at any age can be a game changer, but with walk-in clinics Monday through Saturday, the Marshall Sports Medicine Institute is ready to get you off the bench and back in the game. Marshall Sports Medicine Institute takes care of the herd. Let us take care of you.
Planning for a funeral is never easy, and selecting the right mortuary can be important. Family owned and operated for over 6 decades, our family has helped other families going through the most difficult time. Chapman's Mortuary and Crematory can help you plan arrangements today or offer a pre-need funeral plan in line with your intimate wishes. And now, we provide Huntington's only on-site crematory. Call us for a free consultation. Chapman's Mortuary and Crematory, serving the tri-state for over 60 years.
Back out to Bob Seng Stadium, where the St. Albans Red Dragons just scored their first touchdown of the ball game. Deshaun Stotts with the 3-yard run into the end zone. But the Red Dragons kickoff lands out of bounds, so another miscue for St. Albans, but still a big positive. Moving the ball forward on that last drive. Great rushing attack. I believe Deshaun Stotts got the ball on basically every play for the entire drive, and he earned that touchdown. The Highlanders with a number of substitutions, especially on the defensive end. We'll see here if many changes are made offensively. The rolling clock is in effect. 2:50 to go in the third. Moving the ball over to the left hash now. Avante Crawford still in the game at quarterback. Early movement by the Red Dragons, front seven. That'll be a 5-yard penalty, and we'll make it 1st and 5. Clock continues to move as we approach 2 minutes in the third. 44-6 is our score if you're just now joining us. 1st and 5, and getting the carry for the Highlanders, Grady Franks. And excuse me, that was actually a 36, not 35. Gabe Watts with the carry, the 6'1", 215-pound senior. Huntington with a lot of substitutions. Defensively, that last possession, now getting the ball into the hands of a few new fresh jerseys on offense. And once again, it is Gabe Watts with the carry. Hard run here forward for a first down. Almost able to get to midfield. He's finally going to be brought down at the Highlanders' 49-yard line. Under a minute to go in the third. Crawford jogging back to rejoin his huddle. Shotgun formation for the Highlanders. 2 receivers to the far side of the field, 1 to the near side. Bit of a low snap, but Crawford able to scoop it up off the turf and just slides near the line of scrimmage. Saw a penalty marker down. Waiting to see and hear the official call. Appeared as though there might be some early movement before the play. We've seen that on a number of occasions in this evening's ball game, which is nearing the end of the third quarter. Last few seconds ticking off the clock. And that's going to do it for the third quarter. Huntington leads 44-6. We're going to take another short break, and we'll have the start of the fourth quarter when we return. You're listening to Huntington High School football on ESPN 94.1 FM and AM 930.
High school.
Injury at any age can be a game changer, but with walk-in clinics Monday through Saturday, the Marshall Sports Medicine Institute is ready to get you off the bench and back in the game. Marshall Sports Medicine Institute takes care of the herd. Let us take care of you.
Did you know when you send or receive a text message, you take your eyes off the road for 5 seconds? At 55 miles per hour, that's like driving more than the length of a football field blindfolded. As a result, thousands of people die every year in crashes related to distracted driving. That's why we're cracking down on people who text or use their smartphones while driving. We would rather you cross the goal line alive. Law enforcement officers write tickets to save lives. Don't text and drive.
Fourth quarter kicking off in Huntington with the Highlanders up big. A 38-point advantage. Big play by Huntington High to start the fourth quarter. Antonio Pascal with a catch and run going to the 26-yard line. However, multiple penalty markers on the field. I think every single member of the crew out there threw their yellow handkerchief. And as we expected, a blocking penalty on Huntington High moves the ball back to the Highlanders' 39-yard line. First and 20 now for the Highlanders. Whistles blown on the field, as I think the officials might be noticing we have no time on the game clock at the moment. And no, they are calling a delay of game on the Highlanders. That will back Huntington up to its own 34-yard line. .25 yards to go to move the chains for Huntington High. Crawford takes the snap, hands it off. Getting the ball this time is Gabe Watts, the 6'1" senior. Love to see when the guys getting the ball later in the game in these blowouts that they are upperclassmen, guys that have worked really hard for these opportunities the past few seasons. Watts running hard now that he is getting his time to shine. And a bit of miscommunication. Not exactly sure what transpired in the past few moments, folks. The game clock was at 0 for a while, and we had the end of the third quarter, and now just another third quarter ending announced, but we will clear everything up on the other side of the break. You're listening to Huntington High School football on ESPN 94.1 FM and AM 930.
At above.
Injury at any age can be a game changer, but with walk-in clinics Monday through Saturday, the Marshall Sports Medicine Institute is ready to get you off the bench and back in the game. Marshall Sports Medicine Institute takes care of the herd. Let us take care of you.
This is the moment to make this summer the summer at Thornhill Mitsubishi. Drive home with 0% APR for 48 months, plus 0 down payment. The moment is now.
Fast food deals out there, but do any of
Choice of JBC or crispy chicken sandwich with 4-piece nugs, junior fry, and small soft drink.
FM and EM.
Back out to Huntington High School, and just as we went to break, play quickly restarted back up, and Avante Crawford adding in another touchdown pass, this time Andreas Reese, the recipient. The Highlanders with 50 points in the ball game. Late substitution joining the extra point unit. The kick by Childers is up, and it is good. So the Highlanders now leading 51-6. We'll keep it here as we just stepped aside for a break. 11.5 minutes left in regulation. So clearing up a bit of confusion near the end of the third quarter. A penalty marker on the field on what we thought was the final play of the third. So just, I believe, a few plays in a row actually with penalties, and had to run a few over and over again with triple zeros on the clock, but finally got one through with no markers on the field, ending the third quarter and taking us on to the fourth. After making his extra point, Jacob Childers getting the kickoff ready, and he really has done an excellent job with the directional squib kicks tonight. Almost just a bouncing ball, or this time a little higher up in the air to the near side of the field, and a hard hit made at the 34. Nice tackle made by Elias King. .27 is the number on the return for St. Albans. We do not have a 27 on our roster. The rolling clock is in effect, so things might move rather quickly here in the fourth. It's going to be a shotgun set for the Red Dragons. 6'3" junior Reese Lilly remains in at quarterback. He takes the snap, bobbles the snap, but able to fall on it, recover the ball on his own 29-yard line. It's about a 5-yard loss for the Red Dragons, making things 2nd and 15. Snaps have been an issue for the Red Dragons tonight. It has been an uphill battle in general. The Huntington Highlanders, such a talented football team, and the Red Dragons trying to bounce back after a 1-9 season. Lilly takes the snap, hands it off to Stotts, has all kinds of running room to the near side of the field, and he jogs out of bounds near midfield, went down hard on that Highlander sideline. Looked like he was trying to stop himself and fell down there. Hopefully he is all right. Not certain if it is just a slip or if it is something more there. He was marked out right at the 50. So a 21-yard run. He is being attended to at the moment, and now helped back up onto his feet. Two members of the St. Albans staff getting him up and off of the field. Can tell that he is in pain there. Hate to see that as well, because Stotts was having a very good second half as the Red Dragons' lone touchdown of this ball game. With the injury, the clock did stop with 9:27 left in the ball game, but now starts back up. 1st and 10 for St. Albans. Split receiver set, 2 to each side of the field. Lilly takes a snap, hands it off to McLean. Running full head of steam to the far side of the field, has a decent pickup, getting the ball into Highlanders territory. He is bumped out of bounds at the 44-yard line. We'll give him the 43, make it a 7-yard pickup, and that'll be now 2nd and 3. Similar formation this time for the Red Dragons. McLean gets the ball again, running up the middle, hit hard at the 40-yard line. He's going to be just shy of the first down marker. 3rd and short for the Red Dragons. Under 8 minutes to go in the ball game. St. Albans moving forward as a game against Capital next week. Home against Hurricane, then on the road at South Charleston. Certainly a few winnable games there, and a nice play now for the Red Dragons. Malcolm Maxwell showing off his speed and getting all the way inside the 15, marked down at the 14-yard line. Really nice play by him. Gets the Red Dragons into the red zone. And even though his Highlanders are up 51-6, head coach Billy Seals never satisfied and giving the defense an earful now. Gotta love head coach Seals. McLean gets the ball again, running to the right side of his line. Able to pick up 3 yards to the 11-yard line. That'll make it 2nd and 7. The officials now move the ball back to the 12-yard line. So it'll be 2nd and 8. Red Dragons continuing to run the ball, but the rolling clock moving things along as well, already midway through the 4th quarter. Lilly takes the snap. Stotts back in the game at running back, running to the right side of the line, tried to cut the ball up the field, but he is brought down after a 2-yard pickup at the 10-yard line. And excuse me, spoke a little too soon. They'll mark it back at the 11 now.
Brings up 3rd down and 7 for the Red Dragons.
3rd and 7 for St. Albans. Trying to get the ball back into the end zone and just have something to think positively of on the bus ride back home. Lilly gets the snap. Highlanders in the backfield, but running out of a few tackles was Malcolm Maxwell, but he lost the football. However, the recovery made by Reese Lilly, the Red Dragons quarterback. But with the fumble, the ball back near the line of scrimmage, and that will bring up 4th down, 4th and 7. 4 minutes and 40 seconds left in the 4th quarter on this 4th down. Lilly takes the snap, hands it off to Stotts, who is immediately brought down in the backfield. It'll be a turnover on downs. The tackle made by the Highlanders, Max Bourne. So Huntington gets the ball back on its own 15-yard line. With the change of possession, we do have, well, the clock stopped for just a moment. Now the officials want it back going, 4:15 left. Likely one last drive for the Highlanders offense unless they're able to score quick. And appears as though we have a new man in at quarterback. Handoff, though, on this first play. Looking for a number on our new quarterback, and that is Dante Newsome. Good to see him in the ball game. And, you know, mentioned this earlier, very valuable to get the backups, game reps, especially guys that are one play, one injury away from being a starter. So Dante Newsome now in for the Highlanders. 2nd and 5 for Huntington High. Newsome takes the snap, hands it off, running to the far side of the field for the Highlanders. Still waiting to see that number. A lot of fresh faces in the ball game, folks, so bear with me for just a moment. Could not exactly spot the number there. Thought it potentially might have been 18, but we do not have an 18 on our official roster. And this time it's a quarterback keeper, Dante Newsome, running up the middle, past midfield, inside the 40, picking up some blockers, inside the 30 now, tries to juke back inside to the 15, 10, 5, continuing to fight. Did he make it? Waiting for the official signal. Touchdown Highlanders. 68-yard run into the end zone by the Highlanders sophomore quarterback. What a play by Dante Newsome. A big run into the end zone extends Huntington's lead. The Highlanders now up 57-6. Once again on for the extra point, Jacob Childers. Credit to him for stepping in for an injured Jordan Price tonight. Snap's good, the hold's good, the kick is up, and it is good. We've seen a good second half in terms of the extra points by Childers. Had a couple that he struggled with in the first half, but hey, learning on the job. We'll keep it here as just over 2 minutes remain in the ball game. It has been a lopsided contest tonight, folks, but this has actually been a lot closer than last season's game. Mentioned a few times earlier, 86-0 the score of that contest, and you know, credit to Derek Stotts. He has been really pushing this team, trying to better the Red Dragons, and I feel like he's the type of leader that they need to get things turned around. It's just going to take time. Childers kicks the ball down the field. It is caught at the 33-yard line by our mystery man, number 27, once again. Pretty decent return for him, though. Gets the ball up past the 45, down to the 47, 14-yard kick return by the Red Dragons. First and 10 for St. Albans. 90 seconds left in regulation. The Red Dragons offense taking their time, breaking the huddle. Likely just a few plays left in this ball game. Stotts gets the carry, running to his left, and he is brought down near the line of scrimmage. Actually might have lost a yard according to the near side official. Back him all the way up to the 45-yard line. It'll be 2nd and 12. 35 seconds to go in the ball game, and we're now hearing some cowbells going off on the Highlanders side as they feel a victory approaching. Likely last play of the ball game. Lilly takes the snap and is just going to take a knee. Our final score here in Huntington, 58-6. The Highlanders get the win and improve to 2-1 on the season. With the loss, the Red Dragons now 0-3. We're going to take one final break and then wrap things up with the post-game show when we return. You're listening to Huntington High School football on ESPN 94.1 FM and AM 930.
Mr. Cooper, we have an emergency at a middle school.
Thank you. Board office, will you activate the crisis team? This is not a drill.
In Cabell County Schools, we are ready, alert, and aware.
An injury at any age can be a game changer. But with walk-in clinics Monday through Saturday, the Marshall Sports Medicine Institute is ready to get you off the bench and back in the game. Marshall Sports Medicine Institute takes care of the herd. Let us take care of you.
Welcome back out to Bob Seng Stadium and inside of the Woody Woodrum broadcast booth for one final time this evening. A big win for the Huntington Highlanders, 58-6, our final score. A good get-back win after the loss last week to the Martinsburg Bulldogs. That was a long trip on the road last week and a tough loss. Good for the Highlanders to get back at home for the first time this season and secure a big victory and get themselves a winning record once again. Huntington's next opponent is going to be Riverside, and that will be on the road. I will be here for you on the call once again. We'll be on the radio side all season long right here on ESPN 94.1 FM and AM 930. Well, we've talked football a lot this evening. A long game, blowouts sometimes are tougher for both teams, dragging out near the end, but the rolling clock moving quickly and ending things here at about 9:45. The Highlanders couldn't really have done anything better in this evening's ball game. Yes, they allowed one lone touchdown, and I'm sure Billy Seals won't let his defense forget that, but besides that, a pretty picture-perfect evening for Huntington High. That brings us to the thank yous portion of the broadcast. First and foremost, I want to thank each and every one of you listening and tuning in out there. Also want to thank my producer back in the ESPN studio, Kenny Sellards, who always does a great job every Friday night. And I say this just about every week, but Kenny really is an unsung hero at Kindred Communications. Also want to thank our video crew with video productions, Josh and Toby doing an excellent job helping me out this evening. I want to thank my statistician, Jimmy Morgan, and also our program director, Paul Swan. And also want to thank Woody Woodrum one last time. Woody, a Huntington High legend, and we are going to miss him. Once again, your final score from the mountaintop, 58-6 in favor of the Highlanders. Thanks for tuning in, folks, and have a great rest of your evening.